Being a nice guy might seem harmless, but it could be sabotaging your happiness and relationships. In this video, we'll uncover the dark side of niceness and discover how to cultivate genuine connections through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future content on personal growth and self-improvement. 1. The roots of the nice guy syndrome. Let's also consider the insights of psychologist Dr. Robert Glover, author of No More Mr. Nice Guy. He argues that the nice guy syndrome often stems from a fear of rejection and a desperate desire for approval. Instead of being genuinely nice, many are simply seeking validation. This leads to frustration and disappointment when their efforts don't yield the desired results. Moreover, philosopher Alain de Botton emphasizes the importance of vulnerability in relationships. He suggests that being open about your needs and desires, rather than suppressing them for the sake of being nice, can create deeper, more meaningful bonds with others. This leads us to reflect on our own behavior. Are we genuinely kind, or are we seeking something in return? So, what if we shifted our focus from being nice to being authentic? By embracing self-awareness and learning to set healthy boundaries, we might find that our connections transform in ways we never imagined. It's a more nuanced approach, but perhaps it's one worth considering in our pursuit of fulfillment and meaningful relationships. 2. Understanding the nice guy mentality. Understanding the nice guy mentality often begins with recognizing the fear of rejection that fuels this behavior. Have you ever found yourself constantly seeking validation from others, doing favors, or being overly accommodating in the hopes that they will appreciate you? This need for approval can spiral into passive aggression. You might wear a smile on the outside while harboring frustrations inside, a phenomenon that psychologist Dr. Brené Brown refers to as the mask of perfection. When you're stuck in this cycle, it's easy to feel like you're being taken advantage of. You may believe that being the nice guy will earn you affection or respect, but often the opposite occurs. As relationship expert Dr. John Gottman suggests, this unreciprocated kindness can leave you feeling unfulfilled and angry. He highlights that genuine connection stems from mutual respect and understanding, not from transactional kindness. To step away from this mentality, it's essential to become aware of these patterns. One effective approach is to start saying no when you genuinely don't want to help. As author and motivational speaker Tony Robbins points out, setting boundaries is a vital part of self-care. By focusing on being kind out of genuine desire rather than a desperate need for validation, you can foster more authentic relationships. Recognizing your worth is crucial. Self-esteem expert Nathaniel Brandon discusses the importance of self-acceptance and how it can empower you to stop seeking approval from others. When you appreciate your own value, your kindness can become a choice rather than a calculated strategy. Ultimately, embracing your authenticity opens the door to deeper, more meaningful connections where kindness flows freely both ways. 3. The alpha male versus nice guy. Now, let's delve into the distinction between the alpha male and the nice guy. The difference between these two archetypes is like night and day, especially when you look at how they approach relationships and their own self-worth. The alpha male, as many relationship experts like Dr. Robert Glover point out, radiates confidence, assertiveness, and authenticity. He connects with others from a place of self-assurance, valuing himself without constantly seeking approval. This self-reliance is key. It allows him to engage genuinely, not worrying about how others perceive him. On the flip side, the nice guy often operates from a place of deep-seated need for validation. You might find yourself bending over backwards to please others, hoping that your kindness will ultimately win you affection or respect. It's a perspective echoed by psychologist Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, who notes that this kind of people-pleasing behavior can lead to unhealthy dynamics in relationships. While the alpha male is straightforward and genuine, the nice guy can sometimes fall into passive-aggressive behavior. You might think that being nice will charm people into liking you, but as Dr. Glover suggests, it can inadvertently turn into manipulation and lead to feelings of resentment. Instead of building real connections, your efforts may come off as desperate or insincere, which can be frustrating for both you and those around you. So, how do we recognize these differences? It starts with embracing those alpha male traits, like developing a solid sense of self-esteem and setting healthy boundaries. Philosopher Alain de Botton emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and authenticity in fostering true relationships. Being kind should be about the act itself, not a strategy to get something in return. 4. Consequences of being a nice guy. Being a nice guy might seem like a harmless approach to relationships, but it often brings along some serious consequences that can affect your emotional well-being. When you put being nice above being authentic, you can easily lose touch with your true self. Dr. Brené Brown emphasizes that authenticity is crucial to forming meaningful connections. She suggests that when people prioritize pleasing others, they often wear a mask that hides their real feelings and desires. This can lead to a disconnect not only with others, but also with oneself. Moreover, you might find yourself caught in cycles of emotional manipulation. Psychologist Dr. John Gottman points out that kindness can sometimes be weaponized. If you're always the one giving, you may inadvertently invite people to take advantage of your generosity, leading to one-sided relationships. It's easy to feel overlooked when your kindness isn't reciprocated, right? Then there's the issue of dependency. Renowned self-help author Mark Manson argues that relying on external validation can be detrimental to our self-worth. When you seek approval through acts of kindness, you might find yourself feeling empty when those gestures go unnoticed. It's like building a house on sand. Without a solid foundation of self-respect, everything can come crumbling down. As the tension builds, resentment can seep in. Dr. Harriet Lerner, a clinical psychologist, highlights that unexpressed feelings often manifest as passive-aggressive behavior. This not only damages your relationships, but can also leave you feeling isolated and confused about your place in the world. You might start questioning whether anyone genuinely cares for you, which is a painful place to be. Recognizing these consequences is crucial. A nice guy often sacrifices his own needs to gain approval, which can lead to a profound sense of discontent. As philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Understanding that genuine kindness comes from self-respect, not a desperate need for acceptance, is key to finding true fulfillment in your relationships. 5. Overcoming the nice guy mindset. Breaking free from the nice guy mindset can feel daunting, but it's absolutely achievable, and it can lead to healthier relationships and significant personal growth. Let's discuss some strategies that can help you on this journey. Here are 17 steps to overcome the nice guy mentality. Step 1. Self-acceptance. Renowned psychologist Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of embracing vulnerability and recognizing that your self-worth isn't tied to how much you please others. Reflect on your motivations. Are you being kind because you genuinely want to help, or is it more about seeking approval? This self-reflection can be enlightening. Step 2. Emotional boundaries. Life coach and author Martha Beck highlights the significance of learning to say no without guilt. Establishing boundaries is not just about safeguarding your time. It's about honoring your own needs and desires. When you say no, you're asserting your right to prioritize yourself. Step 3. Building self-esteem. Positive affirmations can be incredibly effective. Psychologist Louise Hay advocates for the practice of daily affirmations to reshape negative thought patterns. Surround yourself with supportive people who appreciate the real you. This community can uplift you and reinforce your self-worth. Step 4. Challenging the victim mentality. Author and motivational speaker Tony Robbins reminds us that we have the power to shape our own lives. Taking responsibility for your choices and actions is liberating. It shifts the focus from feeling powerless to recognizing that you can influence your circumstances. Step 5. Cultivating confidence. Start recognizing your strengths and abilities. When you acknowledge your value, your confidence will grow, making it easier to interact authentically with others. Step 6. Authentic expression. Remember, being assertive doesn't mean being unkind. It's about being true to yourself. Author and psychologist Marshall Rosenberg emphasizes that authentic expression is key to deepening connections with others. Step 7. Understanding your needs. Spend time reflecting on your needs and desires. Acknowledge them without shame. This self-awareness will empower you to communicate effectively with others. Step 8. Engaging in healthy conflict. Learn to handle conflict constructively. Avoidance often leads to resentment. By expressing your thoughts openly and respectfully, you can strengthen your relationships. Step 9. Letting go of approval seeking. Shift your focus from seeking approval to living authentically. When you embrace who you are, you'll attract people who appreciate your true self. Step 10. Setting intentions. Before engaging with others, set clear intentions for your interactions. This helps you remain focused on authenticity rather than falling back into old patterns of people-pleasing. Step 11. Practicing mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices that encourage self-reflection and awareness. This can help you recognize when you're slipping into the nice guy mentality. Step 12. Taking risks. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone. Engage in activities that scare you a little, whether it's speaking up in a group or pursuing a new interest. Step 13. Establishing support networks. Surround yourself with people who inspire and support your growth. A strong support system can make a significant difference in your journey. Step 14. Fostering genuine connections. Focus on building relationships based on mutual respect and understanding rather than superficial connections. Engage in meaningful conversations that allow you to express your true self. Step 15. Embracing discomfort. Accept that discomfort is a part of growth. When you encounter uncomfortable situations, use them as opportunities for learning and development. Step 16. Practicing gratitude. Regularly reflect on what you are grateful for in your life. This practice can shift your focus from what you lack to the abundance you already possess. Step 17. Seeking professional help. If you find it challenging to break free from the nice guy mentality, Consider seeking help from a therapist or counselor. They can provide valuable insights and strategies tailored to your situation. As you implement these strategies, you'll start to cultivate confidence and form more meaningful relationships. Overcoming the nice guy mindset is indeed a journey. Each step you take brings you closer to a more fulfilled and genuine life. Embrace the process and don't hesitate to seek support along the way. You've got this. 6. Lessons from Marcus Aurelius. Exploring the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius can be a game changer if you're looking to move beyond the nice guy mindset. His Stoic principles encourage us to engage in self-reflection, paving the way for genuine personal growth and authenticity. As Aurelius beautifully reminds us, true strength is found in being ourselves rather than chasing approval from others. Let's delve into some of his powerful lessons, enriched by insights from modern thinkers and philosophies. Lesson 1. Control your responses. Aurelius emphasizes that while we can't control the actions of others, we can govern our reactions. This concept resonates with the work of psychologist Viktor Frankl, who famously stated, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Recognizing that we hold the reins of our reactions can empower us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively." Lesson 2. Value your time. Aurelius urges us not to squander our energy trying to please everyone. Instead, invest your time in pursuits that truly matter. This echoes the philosophy of time management expert Cal Newport, who advocates for deep work, focusing on meaningful tasks that lead to significant accomplishments. Lesson 3. Embrace discomfort. Growth often requires us to step outside our comfort zones. Brené Brown asserts, "You cannot get to courage without walking through vulnerability." Embracing discomfort is not just a Stoic principle. It's a pathway to resilience and strength. Lesson 4. Practice self-discipline. Aurelius teaches us to resist the urge to be nice merely for validation. Instead, we should choose kindness when it truly aligns with our values. This principle is reflected in the work of philosopher Immanuel Kant, who proposed the idea of acting according to a universal moral law, encouraging us to act with integrity rather than seeking external approval. Lesson 5. Seek inner peace. Focusing on our thoughts and actions rather than external validation is central to Aurelius's teachings. This aligns with mindfulness practices championed by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who reminds us that wherever you go, there you are. Cultivating inner peace allows us to navigate life with a sense of purpose and calm, regardless of the chaos around us. Conclusion. As we've explored in this video, the notion of being a nice guy often appears as a badge of honor, but it can mask deeper insecurities and an unrelenting desire for approval. By shifting our perspective and embracing authenticity, as suggested by the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, we can discover true strength that lies in self-acceptance and establishing clear boundaries. We learned that cultivating genuine connections is essential, emphasizing vulnerability and honesty rather than the superficial need for validation. As we contrasted the nice guy with the Stoic individual who thrives on integrity and inner peace, we were reminded that it's not what happens to us, but how we react to it that truly matters. By choosing to focus on authentic connections instead of seeking approval, we can live with purpose and invite more meaningful relationships into our lives. Remember, every step you take toward embracing your true self is a victory. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this content valuable, please give us a like, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share this video with your friends and family. Let's spread the message of authenticity and help others feel understood and inspired. Together, we can foster genuine connections and transform lives.